today is to how to prepare for the US market. And I think many times a lot of people are really unsure or how to even know how to trade the US market. I think this is one of the preconception that most people have. They can only trade the KLC market in here. Now do take note, those of you who have joined us, we always cover two sides of the market. If you know the KLSE side, it's also good to able to switch over as our smart Robie have both the KLSE, SGX, and also Hong Kong, is to encourage you and also to promote you to know more market than just simply one market in there. I think that's also important. Going forward, of course, more people wanted to know the local stocks inside here, but they are in a way missing the bigger picture of the opportunity in here. I think many of you in the this market would definitely will know that. By the time they get in, that is why very few people are able to diversify out from the KLSE. And we intend to, give you that information, share with you that information that you're able to constantly overperform or well perform in terms of the market that we have inside here. All right. Okay. So, and okay. So do take note and do share this video in your timeline, and we really appreciate all. Okay, let's move on to our next slide here. Okay, so of course, let's put on an update. Those of you who are first time, and those of you who are first time, just type 1 here. If you are the first time in our market in here, to type in 1 and also join our Trade VSA WhatsApp chat. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube here. And our YouTube, all our video archives, so you're always getting the latest update of information and also sectors that will keep you very educated in there. All right. So, okay, let's move on to what we have. And also don't forget to share Smart Robie, because we will also be using Smart Robie this evening to look at the different aspect of the market and also looking at the trade ideas that we have, so we are able to go into deeper what are the things that we want to pick up, what are the things you should watch out for, and that will keep many things in perspective in here. Do download a copy of Smart Robie if you have not, or share that, you get 200 credit with that. Also don't forget, and we are still running our campaign, which is the iPad giveaway for the May and July timeframe in here, and also for the best stock trade idea. So if you submit whether it is US, and also we have our first US stock trade idea, and then many of the US stocks really moving up, and that's one of the things that I really want to do tonight, is to support you to get you out in the right mood of things. Okay, and of course, Smart Robie. Now let's look at the local news first. Okay, the local news, what we have is that the this evening around 3 something, Top Glove came out with the net profit. Okay, and the net profit has fallen 29% quarter on quarter to just short of 2 billion and declared 18-cent dividend. Now the market did not take very lightly, continue to stay on to it. And as such, it is really getting a lot of bearishness in the market, right? The rubber glove is not what it is today. Is even if you look at in terms of the cases that we have, okay, the cases that we have is 6,238. But if you notice here, let me just bring up the my pen here, and we'll at least will be good. Many of you will know. So if you look at the pen, this here, we are at the, this is what we call the 7-day MA. So 7-day MA is 6.8K. Right now we are below it, 6.2. So that's good, means we are actually trending on the downside. Do take note, we have 2 double top here. All right. And normally we get 2 double top, that's actually good. I don't think we're going to hit back to the 10K based on this as more of a science, moving below the 7-day moving average in here, as the cases of the shutdown will continue to come down. And today we are back at 6.2. So hopefully if we go just below the 6.8, and that's going to be good, right? So this is what we're hoping for, and let's hopefully the numbers will come down. If the numbers come down, the KLCI, in my opinion, tend to perform much, much better, right? Do you agree to this? All right. So, all right. Can you hear my sound? Okay, I think you can, right? Because there are some of the audience here couldn't hear me, but I think it should be fine. You should be able to hear me, not all right. So this is where we are. So let's move on to our next story here. Now, remember, this is way again, I continue to flash this time and time again about the biggest component of our KLCI. Like you know, our KLCI is not going to go below the 1560. As you can see, the 6 banking stocks right here, over here. Let me just switch on to a laser pointer. You can see the 6 of the big banks are comprising of 32.5%. And then you have the healthcare. The healthcare, despite what it is, we do have Top Glove registering very good profit for the year, but on quarter is just not growing. Then that's why we see the market had it kind of sell off. Many of the punters are quite kind of disappointed with the Top Glove news that they have. As such, they are not looking to buy some more. That's what the depressed price of Top Glove and the rubber glove sector that we see there. Okay, and the food and beverages is about 5, but if you take note of it, Public Bank, Maybank, Tenaga, and if you just switch on to your smart Robie chart, you can see Public Bank is still pretty much stabilized there, not really heading higher or lower. So as such, the KLCI cannot go lower nor going higher, but the propensity for it is to trend higher if the banks were to recover. Okay. And so let's look at the foreign funds. So now those of you who are in our package, okay, in our Trade BSA package, definitely this weekend, we will definitely go into very deep in here, is the Bursa foreign funds flow, right? The Bursa foreign fund flows, if you look at it, we have the now 3 months. And what is really important is the significance of the green bar here, okay? Let me just get this up here and show you, okay? Just erase that first. Now, every time when we have this green bar, okay, this green bar here, that's basically tell you foreign funds, okay, are coming in. Okay, so when foreign funds are coming in, that's what you notice. This is the KLCI, okay? The KLCI tends to push up. So when we have the foreign funds selling here, you can see that's why the market go down. So now we have this very tendency that's market going to break up. Definitely the 1600 is the resistance level. Okay, this is the resistance level which it needs to break. So as long as it could break that resistance level, then we can see there is a chance for this market to go higher. So that is the issue right now. So important for many of you who do follow us is the trend that we see in the foreign fund flows as well as the KLCI. So when the KLCI is thus moving higher, it's no surprise many of you who are with us. Okay, and let's move on to the next slide. So here you can see foreign funds are slowly coming in here, entering our KLCI market. And at one point, I do believe this market will continue to move high. Well, right now, the KLCI is the leading indicator in here. All right, from the KLCI standpoint, you can see here early on, I did talk about the resistance, okay, pen here. So you can see this is the resistance, okay. And this is the support. So usually when the market goes through this, it will spear through here. This will see high volume here, and you'll see a breakout here. That's what I think is going to likely happen. Or another scenario is going to be like this. It goes through here, and then just break out from here, pull back, and it goes up here. Now, these are the kind of things that we usually teach in our master class. The sooner you know some of these, the better it is for you to take note. So you want to keep in mind what are the two setup. Now, why am I telling you? Because this is as a professional. And again, tonight we're talking about preparation for the SP 500, right? We want to get you into the state of mind ready for the market to move higher. And that's what's all about in the US market in here. Okay. So let me just erase this. So right now we have the KLCI is down 6 points with the 6.1585, okay, and it's tested and supported at the same time too. Okay, and looking at the Bursa 30 that we have in here, the healthcare, which actually gone up, most of them are still pretty much sleepy. All right? They're not going anywhere here, and they're pretty much sleepy. As such, the market continue to go up. So on the hot sector, when we talk about the sector analysis in here, the transportation logistic, which is MNC Corp, being taken out. That's the one really driving this bar over on this side here. We got technology coming back, which is good, continue to be higher, and finance continue to move higher. The REITs are coming back, the consumer are coming back, but the one that's negative is still the energy. The healthcare has gone from bad to worse. All right, and the plantation is improving, and this is the KLCI. So all these are improving, but what we want to see is able to trade some of these so-called sector in here. So finance, technology should come back. I do know that great tech yesterday fell a fair bit. That could be one of the correction in here, could be someone just selling out inside here, but take note of how this market tend to be in this manner, okay? Let's go on to the hot sectors. Now, of course, let's look at the US side, okay? Now, if you see from the US side, it's just short of the 35,000 in here. So right now, it's 34,000. All right, here is 34,599 for the Dow Jones here. So there are a few key things, okay? Let me just erase that. Okay, few key things. One of them, there is a correction mode. Right now, it's a correction mode. I do feel that this is very, very positive, right? Inflation. Now, those of you can't see because of of my box here. This is inflation. Okay, so inflation. Okay, inflation is coming, right? And the market is pricing in with a lot of this growth. Okay, now take note. Real inflation proves to be a problem. But these are pretty much what we call control inflation. So I do think that one of the signs they are seeing is also interest rate is falling. So when interest rates start to fall, you have a lot of tech stocks start to move, and that's what's happening right now. And this is one of the note. You do say that point number 3 is the interest 10-year yield, treasury yield is falling, and that's very great for the tech stocks tonight. So let me just see where the market is right now in terms of technology. Yeah, Nasdaq is up 0.25% here. Okay, and that's pretty good. And also you have what's the other one is the Dow Jones. Dow Jones is just hanging on. It's still early in the morning, right? As you can see here. Okay, so you got the Nasdaq and the Dow Jones still pretty much hold there. We can also check out the other FANG stock, which we will look at it shortly. All right. So let's talk about how to prepare the US market opening for the SP 500. So these are now important. You can take a snapshot of this, and for our masterclass member, I will talk about it more on Wednesday night, but something that I prepare along the way. So first thing first, you can look at the market and prepare this. All right, for these are the 5+1 pre-planning. So every day when you want to start trading, this is what you want to do. First, what kind of trades would you be doing? I think that's important too, all right? Whether you do it for a very short term, 3 months. I do know Hari, one of our member, did ask me about ETF. Okay, now if you look at ETF, looking for long-term dividend, right? There is one stock called SDY, which is a S&P 500 dividend yield, pays around 2 to 3%, and it's tend to be follow the market very, very closely. So that's one of the stocks you want to look at. SDY, of course, you can look at the component of SDY in the ETF holding in there. Go over to investing.com and you can find more information about that one. But overall, it actually follow very closely to S&P 500. That's a good dividend stocks to want to be looking at. So having said that, this is the, so what kind of trades you must know, whether you're doing intraday, and then you're doing intraday, you could use the, what we call the premium alert, which tonight you will have it. Later on, we're going to go down to premium alert and take a look at it, or those. So understand what kind of trade you'll be doing, whether you're doing 2 weeks, 1 week, 1 month, longer terms. Right? People are kind of different. Don't go into the market and then start to see what you like. Remember, we are not doing what we call shopping. Okay, this is not shopping. This, you need to plan first, because if you don't plan well, then you end up buying a lot of things that you don't like. Okay, have some sort of list. So number 1, this is about what kind of trades you are doing. So number 1, let's go to number 2. Now number 2 is the news of the day, whether the news of the day, and usually the US market open at 9:30. So how you prepare is around 8:30, 6 o'clock during the day, just doing your break in the office. You want to be doing some checking, what's the news? Is it bullish or is it bearish in here? And neutrality. Now today the news is bullish, right? Definitely one of the things I talk about is the 10-year treasury yield coming to fall. We've been seeing this for the last 3 months. I'm going to show you the chart after this. Okay, number 3 is the main index, the KLCI, the Dow Jones. And early on, when you saw Janet Yellen, the picture that I show you, the Dow Jones is just short at 34,599. And if you look at, there is actually what we call a checklist to look at. You can look at since we are looking at US market, definitely you look at S&P 500, Nasdaq. And I'm going to show you Nasdaq after this. we have our broker ready here. This is our trading screen here. I will go through this screen and probably show you a few more things. That's for tonight. Okay. All right. Next, number 4 is short term, and if you want to look at the short term trend, what are the hot sectors? Definitely the look at the market leader, and again we will go over to SP 500 and also look at the hot sectors for using the smart Robie here. Again, many of you are very familiar with that one. Look at what are the sectors, just like what you do for the KLCI market. And also number 5, okay, so we have coming to 5 is to review your current trade plan. What are your current trade plan? Are you on target? Has the stop loss been hit? If the market is coming down, what is the story behind it? What is the perspective of it? And that's why it's important to understand. Like, give example, okay, there was this trade that I bought last Wednesday, which is I enter around 21.30. So I did put a profit target at 24.40. It hit 24.30. 10 cents short only. That's what I'm still in this trade in here. But having said that, the volumes did try to pick up here. Did pick up a bit seller, but there is a part holder. Now do take note, APA, Apache, it's actually energy stock. It's an oil and gas stock. And this is fine because, as I said before, the oil and gas is continued to move up. So this one, I do think the market has some trajectory going up. We will look at the hot sector coming in shortly to this one in here. Okay, so then you review the trade existing and what do you plan? So remember, for number 5, what you plan for have to correspond to number 1. Okay, so let me just go on to laser pointer here. So number 5, what you plan has to be what kind of trade you want to do, whether it is 2 months kind of trade, 2 weeks kind of trade, or just very quick short term kind of trade. Okay, then finally is the next 1 or 2 months. Now, how do we know about next 1 or 2 months? We definitely want to look at the bullishness of the market by looking at the Pentagon. Now, earlier on, if you go over to SP 500, you notice it is still yellow trends here, right? Yellow trend, and now the market will have some sort of, is the video okay? Some of you are having it lagging. I think it could be your so-called network, okay? So the bullishness now, right now, I do think that the bullishness will continue in the S&P 500 because of the Biden infrastructure plans, which has been stalled because of the GOP coming in here and not agreeing to the amount that Biden is leading. But more important is the 10-year Treasury yield has sort of popped down in here, right? So right now we could see definitely NASDAQ. The market just opened at 9:30. Now it's 10 o'clock. You can see NASDAQ. This is the NASDAQ chart. NASDAQ is up 46. You can see NASDAQ, interesting enough. Let me just blow this up a bit. This is the real time. It's just short of 1443. It's still making its tail going higher. Okay, so that's pretty good. We're keen to look at that one. All right. And as long as the green Pentagon turned bullish, it hasn't turned yet. Okay, once it turned bullish, that means this market will continue to go up. I don't see there is any chance of derailing the good, nice trend that we are seeing right now. Tonight, NASDAQ will overtake as the growth stock because of interest rate yield, okay, which I'm going to show you next. Just bear with me. Okay, so these are the 5+1 steps. Okay, I'll repeat them again. What kind of trade are you doing? Are you doing the Pentagon? Are you doing the trending list? Are you doing the premium alert? You got to decide all those first. Then the news. Okay, looking at the news, whether it's bullish or bearish, I'm going to share you what kind of news I'll be looking at, and also the NASDAQ short term, the hot sectors. What is the market leader? What is the market loser in there? So I have a good feel. And number 5, look at the existing trade. I don't have much of a trade. I only have 2 trades. Which I'm currently running here. Later on, I'm just going to show you the portfolio, which is number 5, the current standing of my portfolio, which is not too bad, I think. And also the next 1 or 2 months, whether the intention of the market will likely to turn or not. Now, remember, way back in May, okay, sell in May and go away. We know that many of the times this kind of market tend to be bullish, but the market did not follow through and sell off, luckily for me. Okay, and so these 6 steps, take a snapshot of it, and definitely next Wednesday, we will do a bit more for my masterclass member to go into more depths. I think that's one of the things that we want to go through. Now, also very important, right? If you want to look at the US market, like what are we doing here, you need to have open up a US discount broker account. If you don't have, This is the number you can call, right, in here to find out more information. What's the best option to you have, especially those of you who are in. Okay. So let's look at the where we are right now. Now let's look at the number 2 items. Number 2 item is the Cathie Wood news, right? Definitely the news is positive from the Nasdaq here. The rotational back to growth is probably close at hand. Now, one of the reasons why she said this is actually the next chart, which is the 10-year yield. Okay, and we see this coming back already. That's why we see Nasdaq moving up. Very nicely done. Whether you'll break up will definitely depend on the 10-year interest yield. Okay, now that okay, there's another question here. Why the KLCI? Well, why doesn't the KLCI energy sector follow the US market? It will, but it's just very slow. Sometimes it will take about a week or two, just like the steel stock earlier in the pickup. Usually the KLCI are a bit slow one to pick it up. So once the energy pick up, they will, but it gives you an early warning system. Okay, and okay. So this is definitely the news, very bullish for the tech stock from Cathie Wood. All right, now you look from here. Number 3 is looking at the main index. So you can see main index, we got a lot of resistance, 1 ST, 3, 4, 5. We got a lot of short term, but with the sign of weakness that we see here, okay, we got about 5 ST, we got about 3 SOS. Actually, this tells you weakness is here, but the market is not going lower. So usually when the market is not going lower and you see weakness, that tells you the opposite is going to happen. All right, but we keep in mind, if the market were to bend down, then the market is likely to go. But I do see the opposite of this market going up here. Okay, so this is the 10-year yield, treasury yield. You can see right now broke through the ATR stop loss. You can see for the many months since back in March, right? First time is breaking below the 1.5, and this represents a very bullish story what we see for the Nasdaq. Okay, so this is the account that I have. You can see this is a Tiger Broker, and one thing good about Tiger Broker, and you can see or once you open up your account, you can actually compare line chart or bar chart or whatever. Let me just show you here how well your funds has performed. Okay, so you look back from here, I'm going to look at the returns. So you can see, right, this is where you can compare. Let me just, if I can pull this out. Now, if you look from here, the asset, okay, the yellow one is my account. Okay, the yellow one is the account. It's beating the SP500. Okay, past 1 month return is 6%. Is annualized return is 76%. Okay, of course, it's not always down. It's just that why the portfolio that I have is actually technology driven, Nasdaq driven. So now that the Nasdaq is back, okay, which means technology stocks going to move. So technology is going to move. I will definitely outperform the S&P 500. All right, keep in mind. Okay, so if you understand what I've just said there, just type 4. Okay, and one of the reasons why your portfolio will do well is because of this reason. Okay, so this is the portfolio now. Compare to the KLCI. You don't have this, in our local broker account, they don't have a portfolio comparison. I've not seen any of it. So one of these account like Tiger Broker, again, you can contact us, the 018 market there. You will definitely see this facility is available that you can benchmark in here. So right now in here, you can see I'm benchmarking again S&P 500. It's a small account, and that's how I want to teach you how to trade. Trading a small account, and you can see the blue is the S&P 500 in here. Okay, so you can see annualized return about 96%, which is not too bad. All right, and that's up to May, up to end of May. Okay, and then you look from terms of the portfolio. So this is like your equity curve. Remember those of you who came last Saturday when we played the ping pong game, and you can see the market's like this, go up. And once the Nasdaq is coming back because of the interest rate, we talk about it, your stocks were going to push up. All right. So that is how I, past 1 month return is about 7% in here. And the key thing is continue to, treat this a small account, to treat this and grow. And like I said before, if the US market is bullish, like many of you want, your account will continue to grow. Maybe not 7% a month, but you can grow 3% a month, and 3% times 12, that's 36%, which is kind of good considering if our KLCI market not going anywhere. That's why. So for those of you who have come tonight, you probably understand why it's important we look at the US market, because I want to make sure that many of you, our members and the public who continue to follow me, able to make money. The important line is, kalau satu kolam tak ada ikan, we go to another kolam. I think you understand about the fishing pond here, right? So you can see here the market up here. And let's do number 5. Step 5 of the pre-planning every day is today running of your system, which means you need to have your system up. Now, how do you look for your stocks? You can use the Smart Robie Pentagon Guider or the trending stocks, okay? Then you need to have your charts. Smart Robie has all the charts, but it doesn't have the intraday charts and also doesn't have real-time chart. So it's important for you to get hold of TradingView, subscribe to it, and make sure you get all the necessary plugins. It's just that you need to have all the right tool. And then comes to money management. It's important how much you want to trade. I will show you. Usually I trade about a size about 1,000 to 1,200 US dollar, although it should be higher, to be frank with you. But because it is a discount broker, normally the fee that I'm paying is pretty small, about 4 US dollar for both ways. So I highly recommend to use a discount broker to make it more cost efficient. Of course, if you have Ameritrade, then the cost will be much, much lower in here. But the facility in Tiger Broker is good, because once you have Tiger Broker, you can trade also the other markets, the Singapore market and the Hong Kong market, and also the Australian market in here. All right. Then identify the stop loss. Again, all this, we're going to talk about it shortly. And keeping records. So keeping records is one of the ways to keep record, which is number 5 here, is the Tiger Broker. Like I said before, in here, they have this account. So all nicely done. You can tell you the win rates. For some reason, I don't know why the win rate didn't come out. You can see it's about 150 US dollar here made. Profit about 115 US dollar. In Sing dollar, it's about 2005 here, the position, and you can, everything is all within one screen here. Okay, you can look at your order, then the order to take profit, I have that. Is $23.50. My order to take profit is actually $24.40 here. Okay, you can see Nasdaq Biogen has shot up. All the tech stocks seem to be up significantly. And okay, you got so this is another way to look at it. Now, Nasdaq is moving up nicely. APA is up, which is the stock that I have at 1.69, and oil is moving up. So that's why we see this market moving up right now. Okay, let's go on, look at some of the stocks that we have. Okay, of course, we want to look at what are the hot sectors. So right now, I'll just bring on the Smart Robie here. Okay, for the US side. So this is a Smart Robie for the US side, and you can see right now we have the real estate. So you can click on this real estate here. Okay. So if you look at real estate, a lot of the real estate are really moving up very nicely. If you look at it, AMT, PLD, let's talk about AMT, okay? AMT. Okay, let me just get this. So if you look at AMT here, you can see this is AMT, and the chart opens up. Of course, you can see a lot of the very nice trends are really going up. Okay, but this stock you can see up here, if you pinch it up, okay, on Smart Robie, definitely you can see the market started to go up very, very nicely. So you can also go into your trading platform here, and if you want to type AMT, right, you can do the trade too. Okay, American Tower. And tonight, American Tower is up Okay, 0.42%. So this is a very nice trend that you see. So make sure you get all the tools set up and you can compare what you get from the SP500 to here. Of course, there are many other stocks. We want to look at other stocks too. Okay. So real communication tech stocks is back. The finance is also back here, right? Let's go on to S&P 500 and we're going to hot sectors here. Okay, this was Monday and you can see Tuesday. The energies are back. So this tells you APA, which I bought last Wednesday, will continue to move up. Of course, Amel did ask what happened to the Malaysian oil and gas. Malaysian oil and gas hasn't jalan yet, but it will take some time. All right, yeah, Kenny, Tiger Broker. I have to get used to Tiger Broker. I have both accounts. I think both are equally okay, but just that you can't beat Tiger TD Ameritrade, which is zero brokerage. I think it's also good too here. Okay, let's move on to next here. The communications are doing okay. You can see using the smart Robie here. The tech stocks, a lot of tech stocks are up. Then we have the consumer discretion, which is the cyclic one, is also in the list out of the top 5 there. Okay. Let's move on to some of the other things that I prepared for you. Okay. So after 4, here are some of the best stock under 10,000 US dollar account. If you're less than 10,000 account, definitely hot sector. We just look at it. There are a couple of trade. Fuel cell, OCGN. Okay, we will look at those two. Skills, and this came out from our Trade VSA screener. Definitely we're going to be looking at that when we're going to come back to here. Then also they'll have a couple of stocks, WB Weibo from the NS screener, Newell NWV, SCHN, Pentagon Guider will be Play, Cake, and PDCO. Okay, so Cake is I kind of like Cake. It's used to be the cheesecake factory. I used to have this stock inside here, and it's a play on the KEY Cake. Okay, it's a cheesecake factory. So you can see this one yesterday was a nice up bar here, and you got a little bit of resistance in here. So let's see later on we're going to be choosing a stock. So let me just go through all the slides. Then we'll choose one stock and we probably going to do a trade here or not. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, my chart sumo is up, and you can see one of the stocks position that I have. Later, I'm going to show you one of the position that I have. I'm going to change and take some profits. So here and get on to another stocks here. Okay, it's just that I have 2 already running. No more cash, right? Okay, let's go on. So, okay, let's look at some stocks and then we're going to come back and conclude with the avoid self defeating actions. Okay, so tonight we talk about some of those stocks. Let's take a look at some of those stocks from my list here. Okay, first of all is Weibo. Okay, so we're going to look at Weibo. Weibo was one of the stocks that we are looking at. Weibo is the Chinese Weibo, and from chart wise, you can see it is still in the range bound, not one of the best, but it has the NS, and today is up 1.62%. All the tech stocks is going to be moving up. Next one is NWE. I like to buy something that is already in a trend. Okay, a Newell brand. You can see Newell brand is nice. Range bound. You got NS. It is trading at $28 in here. Okay, moving up 28.33. Okay, so that's the next one. What's on the next on that? SCHN. Okay, Schnitzer Steel. And this one has much better. You can see that's why we have the green Pentagon, and you got NS. This one looks pretty good, right? This I like this one here. One of the reasons why I like this stock is because you have a lot of clumping in here. You got very strong NS, and we're just waiting one more bar to go up. All right, so this is definitely one of the stocks I want to buy. So I'm just going to put it up on my list here, watch list. SC. What's the name again? SCHN. Okay, SCHN. Okay, and it's a still stock. Okay, so we put it in there. That is the still stock. So we get back up, and you can see it is down. It is up. There you go. This is a chart like, very nicely done. Okay, then we got play. Usually I use the Pentagon Guider to look for where the entry is. Now remember, this one is Dave and Bursa. I think this one got to do with the Playboy one because they're taking it private. You can see Playboy is up $48 inside here, right? This one, this Dave thing, maybe nice to just trade this one actually. A lot of like the AMC, you know, the running up one. Okay, I like this too. So I'm just going to put it in there. PLAY. Okay, and PLAY. Okay. So, okay, what I want to do is for my APA, I want to sell it. Okay, because I want to take because I want to move okay, let me right mouse click here. Go and edit. Now edit the price. Okay, I actually want to sell at 24.40. I don't think I can sell it at that price. It's just too high. I'll probably sell it at 23.50. Okay, 23.50. I'm just going to change it. Okay, put in my code. There you go and confirm. Okay, so my order has been changed to 23. Okay, let's take a look at it. What's my detail here? Okay, to change to sell at 24.40. That's right, 24.40. I'm changing it to sell. I exceed the price range. Did I? Okay, I think I exceed the price. I gotta edit this again. Okay, change it back to 23.50. Okay, 23.50. Okay, it's GTC order. Okay, and okay, 23. Confirm. Okay, let me just check my order again. Go back to details. Okay, limit price at 23.50. Right now it's 23.41. So when I sell it, I get a little bit of profit, which is okay because I want to buy this play thing. You know, this play maybe because there's a lot of talk about the Playboy, which is part of the AMC. That just like some of those what we call Reddit stocks is going to push up. I don't know. When you look at it, this is a very nice trade here. As you can see, a green pentagon, and we are looking to burst out too. You got earnings coming in, and sometimes if the trade don't work, just sort of move on to it. But you do have the probability behind you. Okay, definitely for sure. If you want to look at Dave, you can go to what we call material and see what sort of industry they are in. Okay, and we look at that. Dave is operate a dining for adults and family in North America. Appetizer, Dave and Buster. Oh, okay, okay. So it's on it's a store. Okay, it's nothing to do with okay. Now Elvin asked about how to open a Tiger broker. Early on, later there was a number there 018. I think later on you can just sort of contact 010-266-9718 and find out more information. What is the green line? We got ATR stop loss. The green line is the, I believe it's a moving average, okay? Or PLBY, that's right, PLBY is the Playboy. I remember that, okay. PLBY, yeah. This one here, let's take a look at this chart. Okay, this one also very nice, you can see, the chart is moving up nicely here. Oh, up 13%, 13 here is up another 1% inside here. Okay, but what we do is to switch on to my trading view. PLBY. Okay, now that's why you want to have a chart like this. That's right, just turn green. This is our nice one. Okay, maybe we should trade this instead. Okay, PLBY. So let's see if my trade is done. Is it been filled? Let's take a look. Details. Not yet. It hasn't been filled yet. Oh, it's been filled. No, it hasn't been filled yet. Okay, let's look at the pending order. It is still 23.37. I'm selling at 23.50. So it's not been filled yet. Okay, normally once it's been filled, then I will go over and buy the stocks. That's the case I want to do. Okay. Sumo, it's the other stocks that I have, which is doing very well. You can see Sumo, which I bought much earlier on. Now the tech stocks is coming back, so I do think there is a potential this stock is going to move back to the upside, and this is one of the stocks that I have. I'll continue to run this. Okay, the Sumo stocks here, right? And the cost is relatively low. Okay, yeah. Play earnings is earning AMC 10th of June. That's right. AMC is 10th of June. AMC, okay. AMC has gone up a lot. Okay. You can see AMC, right? So right now, this kind of trades, I don't want to trade it because the volatility is there, and subsequently it can just come down. Playboy one is okay because the chart looks pretty decent. If I have a chance, I will get it for that one. If not, I will just sort of skip it. Okay. Because I want to see the trade setup that has, like right now, PLBY is pretty good. You can see here, the charts definitely has advantages. Okay. Let's look at others. PDCO. Okay. Here we have PDCO. Now PDCO also pretty good. You can see Green Pentagon. Market up 4%, holding up here $35. Usually I don't want to pay too high for that one, so this is $35, which is okay, not too bad. All right, and also let's take a look at some of the other stocks that we have in our Pentagon. Okay, Pentagon as well as here. Let's take a look at our US market here, and US market hit that one. We're going to go on to the trending stocks. We got a fair bit here. Symphony, that energy stocks are here, 14tel. Now remember, energy stocks I already have APA. Okay, Looming, this is a good one, LUMI. Okay, Lumen. It's a nice trending stock. This is worthwhile to take. You can see this is still in a continued uptrend here, right? Okay to buy also, not too bad. Okay, Looming is nice to continue the uptrend here. This kind of stock, Looming, is also good. So I'll also put this in my list here. Okay, hit that one and then I get it in here, right? Okay. What else? Just now we just saw it in the Pentagon. Okay, IBM. Okay, Simon owns the what we call the factory outlet. That's the one in Genting one. That's right. Simon Property here, because the property now is making a move. Akami, okay. It looks like Looming is good because of the lower price. I like that one. The rest is all $100 over dollars. NRG, okay. NRG. Okay, NRG also making a comeback here. You can see Green Pentagon. All right, this one is an energy play, very similar to APA. APA, okay, that's the one I wanted to take profit right now. You can see APA 24.47, very close to it already. 47, is it done? Is it filled? Is it pending? Almost coming soon already. Let's see. The detail 23.50. Okay, so we still have to wait lah. Akan datang ni, okay. 23. We bought it at we made about not much. We only made about okay, 23.42. I'm looking to switch out. Okay, 23.50. Okay, 23.50, which is 23. This is about 30 cents. 30 cents, 43, about $12 only I made. But what to do? I wanted to get out because the trade is a bit slow and move on to something faster moving. Okay, or maybe I'll just leave it there. See how the momentum is. It's not really that much because this said I wanted to have some bullet out to buy some other things. Sumo is moving up nicely. You can see here. That's up 2%. Again, as I said before, the NASDAQ is coming back. All right. So a lot of the tech stocks that used to be stuck is going to be started to move up in here. So it's kind of, now remember, for me, this small account is just for playing only. I have another account which is bigger. I trade the bigger trend. I trade the SP 500, I trade the Dow Jones inside here. So it's kind of good that you structure out first a bigger portfolio to do this kind of small trading in here, just to keep the little finger itchy every time. If you want to trade those, you can trade that one. Then you keep another bigger account for that one. Okay. Okay. AMC after market close. All right. So any further questions here? Okay. So tonight, just a summary. As I said before, I'll keep that. We found a few stocks. We are looking to buy Schnitzel Steel. Looming is pretty good. Okay. So we have found a few here. Schnitzel, Looming. Right. I put an order to sell APA, and if it does, I will exit and come back to it again. All right. So I don't want to take too much of our time. So we have done our live trading session in here just to give you the kind of preparation, and it can be quite kind of very flexible too. The kind of stocks that you have. If you have nothing else to buy, it's fine because the market's trending up. But most important, as I said before, you must have some of the bigger stock trend for the longer term. All right. So what we want to do this just to address and sum up what the things are. You want to avoid all this self-defeating action. Why we beat ourselves before we have a chance. And very important is what we call the trader readiness checklist. Okay. Don't simply hunt down. How much are you risking? You know, we know that, all right, then what is the share? If the share is in the trend, then the question is, do you want to run the trend or you want to move on to the faster one, or you just don't need to do anything, right? Tonight, you know, usually when if I were to trade the APA, which is APA, because all is in a nice trend, usually I may not even exit. I'll just keep on. But today, I just want to show you, I want to get out from it and move to another faster share. So where is the what we call the location value in Pentagon guy? You want to buy very close to the green Pentagon there, right? And nowhere to exit. All right, right now. It doesn't hit any of the ATR stop loss, so that's very good. Okay. RD have so what's the target return for the US trade? Usually it depends. You know, to be frank with you, you can go for usually I go for 30%. To be frank, if you follow the Pentagon guide, we actually go for 30% for each trade, right? Depending how long the trade that you want to have, right? If you're moving faster trades, then you might want to take quicker one. It all goes to the win rate or not. Right. Do you know when to exit if you're wrong? Most important is that make sure your losses are small and your winners are big. That is why I have two separate accounts. The bigger account, I trend the longer one. I'm already in the money, that one. But the smaller account is the one that I use to just show you how I trade them. This is the $10,000 account in here just to trade in and out. Right. And do you know where to focus when the market start to move sideways too? All right, when the market starts to move sideways, you don't want to spend so much time with it. So trading the US market tend to be very easier compared to the KLCI because the cost it's much lower from the US, and there are many stocks and sector you can look at, give you the kind of flexibility. It's just that not too many people they tend to be what we call just focus on KLCI. KLCI don't do well. You don't see that doing very well. Okay, and finally, do you have a plan? And do you plan to follow it or not? All right. So make sure you have a plan for that one. All right. And don't sabotage yourself. Now, losing small account can be very expensive lesson in the stock market. Now, also important, give yourself time. When you have a small account in here, it's important that you benchmark just now. How's the performance S&P compared to what you have? Then you'll see whether you do well. It's important that you have a mentor. That's why we have our masterclass mentoring here. It's part and parcel of our whole year mentoring process to help you do that. This is just a snapshot things that we wanted to do with our current member to engage them. Now, if you don't have a mentor, think about joining our masterclass. I know some of you has been following for a fair while, and formalize your education with us, and let us help you with that. I think those of you who have been with me, you probably know that we are extending our so-called knowledge in our market, and in many same ways that will also enhance your knowledge too. All right, more important, more money in yourself. And I think more important is the never give up. I think time and time you can see some of our members here. Once they really trust the system that they have, and then they just trade based on what the system is telling them, not what they feel like doing. All right, and also what we call a fast mentoring, what process that we're doing right now. Those of you who is coming this weekend, great, congratulations. Those of you who are yet to sign up for a masterclass, you need to ask yourself, why don't you want to be mentor? Right, we do have our installment payment in here. Find out from Zac. We still have a couple of places left those of you who want to. So that way we can get your mentoring process up in here. So life is more efficient in the right track and the right guidance too. Right. So meanwhile, invest in knowledge and training. Continue to train yourself. Continue to follow all our free courses that you have here. And don't forget, the Saturday is our main course. All right. So I'll see you guys on Friday night. Right. And Friday night we will start on and we'll continue until next Wednesday. All right. So that will be pretty much. And these are our coaches already gang up and ready to share with you. Right. And don't forget, we have a lot of growth screener. We have the NASDAQ, right? Many more to get you in the right mood, just like how we do all this. And of course, we have highly rated. We have about 250 over review with about 4.9, almost 5-star rating. And those of you who've been with me, that's pretty good. Okay. All right. So this is the number that you want to call if those of you want to open up the US account. So get hold of this one in here. Right, and if you think we did a good job tonight, do share in our Google review in here. That's a QR code, and give us a good review and so forth, and what's happening. So don't forget, this Friday we are starting up our masterclass. Tonight it's just more of giving you a snippet of the things that I do with the Tiger Broker account and how we look at the trends, what are the stocks we prepare, and the 5 preparation that you need to get you up into speed. Okay. So I think I'll conclude tonight. It's 10:30 already. Definitely, if you have some other questions in there, feel free to pencil in. There's a number. You can contact us, 0102666 if you need more information in here. With that, I'm just going to hang around for 1 or 2 more minutes. If you have any question, I'll be happy to answer you. Right? But we just want to give you a snippet of how we use Smart Robie, our charts, look at the trend and look at the trade opportunity. And we found looming, which is around $15 in here. All right, give you a possibility of another market outrun in here. All right, if you do not have any more questions for tonight, I bid you a good evening, rest well, and I'll see you on Friday for our breakfast show. Thank you for coming and thank you for sharing tonight. Bye-bye.